Well, now for more perspective on Zimbabwe's referendum, I'm joined by Blessing Zulu of VOA's Zimbabwe service. Well, Blessing, welcome to In Focus.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Now, tell me, do you consider this a historic moment in Zimbabwe's journey?
It is historic indeed, because after the first attempt in 2000, there was an attempt to write a new constitution that was rejected, and President Robert Mugabe said he was not going to organize another election because people, according to him, he had said they were content with the colonial Lancaster House constitution. So this is historic indeed for Zimbabwe.
Yes. Now, there are a number of things that are in this constitution, but one that we need to highlight is that indeed this is going to cut the term of the presidency to 2 terms. But still, it doesn't take away the possibility of President Robert Mugabe going on, isn't it?
That's very true. Just to quote Mark Twain, he said that politicians, like diapers, need constant changing, both for the same reason. So it is good in that at least now there are 2 terms. A president can only go for 2 terms, which are 5 years long, unlike previously, where the terms were unlimited. But like you correctly pointed out, it cannot be applied retroactively, which means President Mugabe can still contest in the next 2 elections, and if he wins the next 2 elections, he will only step down when he's 99 years old, and he has been in power since 1980.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is interesting, but I noticed that actually the 2 parties are in agreement over this draft right now. What made it possible that there's no serious opposition to this draft?
I think Zimbabweans in general are sick and tired of being sick and tired, because they are lurching from one problem to the other. So I think all the political parties, there are 3 political parties in the so-called government of national unity, they are all agreed, so this is why we have some, like the National Constitutional Assembly, and some smaller parties that are not in government complaining that this is an elitist pact, this is a political pact, it's not a people-driven constitution. Yeah. So there are also those who are saying people should not vote for this constitution because it's just protecting the interests of the politicians.
Indeed. Do most Zimbabweans know the contents of the constitution? I just read that only 90,000 copies were made for what? How many millions of Zimbabweans?
11.6 million.
Yes. Has anybody read this constitution in order to vote with from a point of knowledge?
The interviews that we have done with a number of Zimbabweans clearly indicate that people have not read this constitution. They are just being told to go and vote. And interestingly, just to demonstrate that this was not well planned, it's something that is being hurried. Today, President Mugabe nicodemously had to swear in the Zimbabwe Election Commission chairperson,
yes,
because he realized that the acting chairperson was not a lawyer. The constitution says the person who must run elections in Zimbabwe must be a lawyer. So the National Constitutional Assembly today went to court. Yeah. The hearing was supposed to be at 2 p.m. At 1 p.m., President Mugabe was swearing in a new commissioner, even without the knowledge of the Prime Minister and some cabinet ministers.
Anyway, very briefly, what has been the action on the ground up to now? It was anticipated it would be totally peaceful. What are you hearing?
There was violence, unfortunately, today in a suburb called Mbare, south of the capital, Harare. 9 MDC supporters were injured, allegedly by ZANU-PF supporters, and also 2 members of the BBC crew were also roughed up who were filming that incident.
Wow. We just hope that tomorrow it will be completely peaceful, and hopefully you'll be back to tell us more soon enough. Blessings, thank you very much. That's Blessing Zulu, who is a reporter with VOA's Zimbabwe service.